Michael Carrick's Man United testimonial, legendary lineups and Ferguson's return. Long before Michael Carrick sat in the Manchester United dugout, the former England midfielder was treated to the kind of star-studded testimonial you'd expect from a man who spent a decade at Old Trafford as a player. It's easy to forget the mixed reception the arrival of Carrick from Tottenham received, not least when he inherited Roy Keane's old number 16 shirt, but it's easy to change people's minds when you win trophy after trophy. The former West Ham Academy talent took just one season to win his first Premier League title and one more to lift the Champions League trophy after scoring in the penalty shootout against Chelsea. By the time his testimonial arrived in 2017, he was into double figures for trophies won as a United player, and the stars were all out, including a returning Sir Alex Ferguson. Join the debate. Where does Carrick rank among Man United's best midfielders? Have your say here. Read more. Michael Carrick's sudden exit set to give Man United welcome financial boost. Rangnick chat. Man United boss details private Carrick talks. After initially not speaking to him during his playing days, Carrick was privy to many arousing team talk from Sir Alex Ferguson. The manager's input helped United see off the challenge of Jose Mourinho's Chelsea to claim the league title in 2006-07, the first of 5 won by Carrick under the legendary Scot. Ferguson had stepped away from Old Trafford 4 years before the testimonial, watching on, often from a distance, as his successors failed to come close to his achievements. The testimonial itself was always destined to be a special day, but the presence of the man who brought the midfielder his first silverware, delivering a team talk to boot, made it even more memorable. Rio Ferdinand shared footage of Ferguson's speech at the time. In reality, it was somewhere between a team talk and a comedy roast, and finished by saying anyway, "Don't lose." It matched the manager's fabled "lads, it's Tottenham" speech in terms of directness, if nothing else, while showing how comfortable he was around the squad with which he had won everything. Of course, when you go into a game with a team as strong as United's that day, even for an exhibition match, you're never going to worry about being outplayed. They were a great bunch of lads anyway, but it's always good to see how they've developed and come on as human beings, Ferguson said. Their characters always stood them in good stead, so I was very fortunate to have that bunch of players together. What did you make of Man United's performance against Crystal Palace? Rank the players below. United lined up with an A-list cast on that June day. Edwin van der Sar in goal, with a back four of Wes Brown, Nemanja Vidic, Rio Ferdinand and Patrice Evra in front of him as United went with Nzai centered around the triumphant 2007-08 season. Carrick himself started as one of 3 central midfielders, less than a fortnight after sitting on the bench as United won the Europa League final, with Paul Scholes and Darren Fletcher alongside him. The wide spots were occupied by Park Jae-sung and Ryan Giggs, with Wayne Rooney rounding off a who's who of Old Trafford favourites, and the all-star opposition was just as impressive. A number of Carrick's former England teammates were involved, including Jamie Carragher and John Terry in defence, while a midfield including Clarence Seedorf, Marcos Senna and Gaizka Mendieta made sure the United's eye would be working hard. Sure enough, the All-Stars' eye threatened to ruin the party early on, only for Vidic to cancel out Mendieta's early opener. There were plenty of substitutions, with the likes of Gary Neville and Louis Saha given a chance to turn out for United's 2008 side, and the likes of Phil Neville and Eidur Gudjohnsen entering the field for the opposition. The Nevilles weren't the only brothers involved either. Carrick's younger sibling Graham, who also spent time on West Ham's books as a youngster, pulled on a Manchester United shirt during the second half. The All-Stars' eye took the lead for a second time after the break, with Robbie Keane on the scoresheet, but there was only one way this game was going to end. Carrick only scored 24 goals in his 12 seasons as a United player, but he wasn't going to let this opportunity pass him by. The midfielder ran onto a Rooney pass and drilled in a low shot from outside the box which gave Shay Given no chance. Sometimes you'll see opponents help a player find the net on his special day, but this would have troubled any keeper in any situation. There are a few other moments you might not have got away with on a Premier League pitch, including an agricultural challenge from Carragher on Gary Neville. A loose ball on the right touchline was there to be won, but the former Liverpool captain had no intention of making a play when there was also a chance to leave his friend and punditry colleague on the turf. The pair have no doubt shared a laugh about it in the TV studios since. The atmosphere was incredible, Carrick told a packed Old Trafford after the game. There was no way I could have hoped for anything like this. I know we get full houses here every week, but it is not something I take for granted, and to get so many here today is sensational. He also reserved some words of thanks for Ferguson, saying, "We all know how great he is and his achievements at the club, but he's been a massive influence on my career. Thanks very much, boss." Carrick had one more season on United's playing staff, discovering an irregular heartbeat during the 2017-18 campaign and announcing his retirement shortly thereafter. There comes a time, whether you like it or not, that your body tells you it's time to stop playing football. That's pretty much where I'm at. It's something you've got to accept, he said. He joined Jose Mourinho's coaching staff in the summer of 2018, remaining at the club after Mourinho made way for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and briefly replacing Solskjaer himself before handing over the reins to Ralf Rangnick. The response to Carrick's announcement of his Man United departure points to a well-loved former player who has done a lot for the club, but anyone who was at Old Trafford in June 2017 could have told you that already.